Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good afternoon to everyone with us for this sharing session with our ex-students who were graduates of the MPIK UK training program between the years 1997 to 2002. This e-Anjak Minda for today is organized by the Language Department, IPG Campus Ilmu Khas. I am Shirin and I am from the Language Department, the moderator for this afternoon's e-forum.
Hello.
This afternoon, I am excited to introduce to all of you to our two gorgeous ladies who are equally excited to share with all of you because they are very passionate in this teaching profession and the flame in them never dies till today. Our two experienced panelists believe in it's time they give back to where they both were nurtured here in Ilmu Khas, which will be live on air for about 90 minutes from IPG Ilmu Khas, Kuala Lumpur. Ladies and gentlemen, as all of us are aware of the challenging situations we are all going through in times of COVID-19, the teaching field is especially affected, be it the experienced teachers or new teachers, and as well as the teacher trainees. With the new norm of practices due to the COVID-19 pandemic, teaching and learning schools are in new ways to follow the standard operation procedures from the ministry. The pedagogical approaches learned might not be applicable in some teaching contexts. Thus, teachers must use their creativity to ensure effective teaching and learning take place. For teacher trainees going for practicum, they are also expected to assist schools adapting with the new normal. Therefore, there are a few questions that will be touched on to address a number of issues like the first one, how could new teachers and trainee teachers help schools? They are expected to know a lot of interesting teaching methodologies as they have just graduated from teachers training colleges. Another issue is how can Malaysian schools cope in the new normal when most schools still have strong exam-oriented culture? Another issue, will online teaching be the new normal in schools? And one more, how can teachers be creative when teaching online? How can they do synchronous and asynchronous teaching? Without further ado, please welcome our two panelists. Our first panelist is Dr. Nur Hasmiza binti Abu Hassan Sazali. She started her teaching career in 2002 at SMK Dato Ahmad Said Ipoh, and her second school was at SMK Sri Pantai, Kuala Lumpur. She is currently a senior lecturer in University Technology Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur since 2008. She obtained her PhD in education in 2015 from the University of Exeter, United Kingdom. Our second panelist is Puan Syafinas binti Adam. At the age of 25, Puan Syafinas was already a jurulatih utama kebangsaan. She held the position of the head of English language panel in a school when she was 26 for 5 years. She was also a pentaksir kawasan for Port Dickson from 2007 to 2013. Puan Syafinas was the SISC Plus in PPD Rembau from 2014 to 2018 and currently as the SISC Plus in PPD Seremban. She is also an examiner for MUET. Okay, so we will now begin with Dr. Nur Hasmiza, who will be sharing the issue on coping with the new norm. Dr. Nur Hasmiza?
Yep.
Okay, you can share on the issue on coping with the new norm.
All right. Hi, everyone. First of all, thank you for inviting Shafinas and I for this program. We are your Maktab Perguruan Ilmu Khas, now known as IPG Campus Ilmu Khas Super Senior, graduated in 2002. So MPIK UK was a TESOL twinning program. MPIK collaborated with 5 universities in the UK. I was in Twickenham, London, and Shafinas was in Plymouth, right, Shafinas? So other universities were Bognor, Kent, and Edinburgh. So our B at TESOL degree is from UK of Exeter. So we both are very excited to share our 18 years of experience with you so that you will be a future ready educator. So what is future ready educators? Today, as the technology emerged, most work is done online. This is where future ready schools and future ready educators become so essential actually. So at times, our students become so much better than us. So why is this so actually? It's because we are dealing with the digital natives. So who are the digital natives? These are those who are born after 1986. Gen Y, Gen Z, and the Alpha were born during or after the digital age. Gen Z were born after 1996. The Alpha was born after 2011. So the eldest alphas are now at school. They are now 9 years old, tahun 3, right? These alphas are always attached to their smartphones, right? Because their mummy has smartphones when they were delivered actually. So what are the characteristics of digital natives? Remember, digital natives were born after 1986. I think all of you new teachers are digital natives, right? Digital natives are intuitive learners. They multitask and they task switch easily. They are social, very active on Instagram and multimedia oriented. So how do we tackle them? Study them, get to know them, be future ready educators. That brings us to our topic today. Um, in contrast, those who were born before 1986 are digital immigrants, usually prefer to talk in person. Digital immigrants are adopter of the web technology. They are logical learners. They focus on one task at a time. They get information from the traditional news site. So when I mention digital natives and digital immigrants right now, does this mean that only young teachers can teach these young students? No, definitely no. As long as you are a future ready educator, you can teach anyone from any generation. So what are the characteristics of a future ready educator? So these are the 6 points that you must take away from here, okay? So number one, future ready educators are lifelong learners. Learning never stops for them, okay? They are always eager to learn new things, new technology, new methodology to teach. They learn to become expert in the technology used by their students so that they may use them in their classroom. So what is the next characteristic of a future ready educator? Number two, they are highly adaptable. COVID-19, online learning, online assessment, social distancing, bring them on. They understand technology is constantly changing and evolving. So they know how to adjust so that their teaching and learning can take place. How do they know this? Go back to point number one. Future ready educators are lifelong learners. They have developed their knowledge because they love learning new things. So number three, future ready educators are strong collaborators. None of us is as good as all of us. They are humble, that they appreciate collaboration with teachers, parents, society, even people from other countries. They understand the importance of group dynamics, team planning, and, strategizing with others. Okay. Number four, future ready educators are relevant and engaging. When you teach something to your students, make sure that you teach something that is relevant and engaging. If not, new teachers out there, you are wasting your time. Do not use the same materials over again. Future ready educators always seek for the most relevant materials to engage their students in the learning process. Number five, future ready educators are globally conscious. They understand the importance of preparing their students beyond their classroom. So they invest opportunities to prepare their students to become global citizens. Okay, the last characteristic of a future ready educator is they are astute digital citizen. They model strong digital citizenship. They use reliable content, they cite sources, they teach their students not to simply trust whatever things that they got on WhatsApp, right? And forward to people. No, they practice and they teach ethical online behavior. So remember, future ready educators have six very important points, which are lifelong learners, highly adaptable, strong collaborator, relevant and engaging, globally conscious, and astute digital citizens. Do you have all the characteristics? Let's ask yourself. Okay, the floor is back to you, Madam Moderator.
Oh, okay. What are the norms in Malaysian primary schools currently? Uh, like what are your I think I would ask Panchafinas, what are your roles as SISC plus officer in helping teachers to adapt to the new norm?
Shafinas, we cannot hear you.
I can't hear. Panchafinas, I can't hear you. Panchafinas, can you hear me? What are the norms in Malaysian primary schools currently? You know, because you are the SISC plus, so how can you? What is your role, or what are your roles in helping teachers adapt in the new norm?
Is to do sharing, lots of sharing. Sharing with whom? Sharing with teachers as well as the middle leader teachers who are in as the of the panitia. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I think it's a bit lagging from here.
Then
lagging.
Hmm.
Mm,
wait, hang on. I hear
uh, Dr. Nazmiza, can you hear on your end?
Yep, I can hear you.
Panchafinas?
yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you now, but it's a bit
Oh,
lagging there.
okay. My question just now was, what are the norms in the Malaysian primary schools
Alright,
currently?
can you hear me?
What are your roles as SISC plus officer in helping teachers adapt in the new norm?
Right. Before that, can you hear me clearly?
I
I'm worried
Yeah,
about
yeah, I
the
can hear
internet
you.
connection.
I can hear you. Wan Shafinas?
Yeah.
The audio is poor. Oh, okay. Mm, Dr. Nasmiza,
Yep.
I can see you, but I can't see Patinas.
I think she is accidentally out from stream yet.
Okay.
Get into it actually.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, we will wait for Pan Shafinas to be on air again. Probably I will ask you a new question first. Is that okay?
Okay.
Is that alright, Dr. Nasmiza?
Okay.
Okay, so we are thinking about this positive mindset and learning new skills for teachers in coping with this new
Mm-hmm.
norm. So probably you want to touch on these two areas on positive
Okay.
mindset and learning new skills.
All right. Before that, I have actually shared a poster. Mr. Hyrule, can you share the poster on the 4 important points? Thank you so much. Yep, that's the one. I'm not sure whether the audience can see. No, not this one, the other one. Yes, this one. Oh, okay. It's not so clear. Anyway, okay, let's start. Right. I think by now all of you are clear with the 6 characteristics of a future ready educator, right? Again, I would like to repeat, they are lifelong learner, highly adaptable, strong collaborator, relevant and engaging, globally conscious, and astute digital citizen. Let us share with you how future-ready educators cope with the new norm. Okay, so Shafinas and I will share our points together. Can I have the slide? You should post it as the poster in the stream yet. Okay, let's start. Okay, it's coming. Okay, so there are only 4 main points. So today we will go back with 10 important points to remember. Okay. Number 1, positive mindset. When our Prime Minister announced that Malaysia will undergo the MCO, my mind was actually on my student and my colleagues who are mostly digital immigrants. No one has ever taken online classes seriously before this, right? Even for us in the university, because we can teach face to face. Why bother using online teaching? So I volunteered to train my colleagues from scratch to how to conduct online classes. So the first most important thing that you must have in coping with the new norm is always have a positive mindset. Okay, you know, government servant will get government servant got full salary during the MCO, right? So that means we were not on holiday. We must make sure the salary is berkat. So think positive. Quickly adapt to the new norm. Don't complain. So be a problem solver. Find solutions so that our students can still learn. In UTM, we even post notes to our students in the rural area who cannot get access to internet, you know. So you must show positive personal quality as respectful educator in coping with the new norm. So back in 2002, when I first taught in school, okay, SMK Dato' Ahmad Syed Ipoh, I was appointed to be the head of English panel and I was involved in the training of the science and mathematics teachers to teach science in English. it was totally a new thing to me. I've never learned all those things while I was in IPG-IK actually. But I took it positively, I adapted to the whole thing and I learned quickly. So all of you must do the same. For anything happen in the future, with your positive mindset, you can ace it. Right, Shafinas? We're still waiting for Shafinas because she has a lot of points as well to share. Shafinas, are you there? Oh, she's still not there. Should I continue with the next point or should I wait for Shafinas?
Yeah, I think you can go on. You can go
She's
on
not
to the next. You can go on to the next point on the learning of the new skills.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
guys.
Dr. Rasmiza,
Yep.
if you can finish with the next point on learning new skills,
Okay. I was thinking,
Dr.
Shafinas also,
Rasmiza,
because we have
if you can
discussed
finish
this
with that
together.
first.
Shafinas, would you like to add on the positive mindset points?
Oh yeah, the ability to change and all. Yeah, I missed that part just now. But can I talk back on my role as SIC Plus? Is it okay? So that they can know,
Yes.
then they can
Yes,
know how, what.
please. Exactly.
All right, nice.
Exactly. And then you proceed with your positive mindset. Is that okay?
Yes, yes, of
Okay.
course. Yes, sorry for now. All right,
Okay.
so as a SIC Plus, what we do is we help you in giving training for the teachers, not only for the young ones, as well as those who are so much seniors. Because why? What kind of training do we give? So we try to cope and help and share the knowledge, whatever things which is like the in thing. Example now, what is happening right now, especially in the year 2020, is the digital learning. So the digital learning is where one of the we will share about the techniques, we will share what are the applications, we will share on how to mingle with all those apps and the technique and approaches. Okay, training is one. And then secondly, we do the sharing part. The sharing part can do, or the easiest way, we call it as the coaching and mentoring. So when it comes to coaching and mentoring, we also did this either individually, one-to-one thing, or in a group. We call it as a PLC. And then again, and then now as we have a new clients, whereby our clients are all the MLTs, which are the Ketua Bidang as well as the Ketua Panitia, we'll help them in strategizing. Strategizing what? Strategizing the whole panel as well as the whole unit of the language unit, Ketua Bahasa or all the units. Depends on the what kind of SICs are you, what post are you holding. So now go back to the positive mindset. The first thing that I would encourage, especially the young teachers, are we need to have the ability to become to adapt to changes. Whereby what are the changes that is happening right now is the from the conventional teaching, which is chalk and talk only. Most of us are doing that. We have to use one technology, the latest thing, which is the technology. Whereby if you link it back to the 21st century teaching and learning, the elements or the tool, one of the main tools to adapt or to help or to be the main source of the information is actually digital. So that is where we come and help. Right. So I pass it back to Dr. Nurhasmiza.
Okay. Can I continue with the second skill?
Yes, sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, on
Okay.
learning new
So
skills.
learn new skills. All right. So you begin with the positive mindset. So what's next to face the new norm? Future ready educators always learn new skills. They are lifelong learners. So how do we know the latest reliable and engaging apps or software for teaching? Uh, can I have the poster again, Mr. Hyrule? All right. So, how do they know? How can we know the latest apps so that we can learn? Go to Pinterest, find educational technology, and all postings related to that. Don't wait for your lecturers to teach you. Okay, new teachers and new teacher trainees, teacher trainings outside there. Uh, to be honest, I learned all new apps. Okay, from my students actually. because my UTM students are digital natives. They are young. Even one of my PhD students is interested to explore how to use Instagram, IG stories for teaching and learning. So go explore the world. I'm sure all of you here are active on Instagram. So do your students, right? So how do you make your teaching fun? By using stories. In coping with the new norm, you must be prepared with the emergency teaching and assessment. I'm sure all of you here learn formative and summative assessment, right? In IPG-IK. So apply this now. What about process-based assessment that you learn in project-based learning? These are the fundamental things that you learn in teacher trainee college. If you forgot about it, go and learn. Mr. Google is there. Mr. YouTuber is also there. Summative and formative assessment. Do you still remember? Process-based assessment. This is the time when you really apply your assessment evaluation knowledge when you are in school. So what about Google Classroom? Can Google Classroom do that? Go and explore in Modo. How to teach using WhatsApp, Telegram, Powtoon, synchronous and asynchronous teaching. How to edit videos from using Filmora and many other tools, okay? You are not going to learn all this while you are in the teaching college. You learn all these things by yourself because they are new things. While you are in the teaching college, you learn the fundamentals of how to teach things using technology. Okay, over to you, Nas. What about learn new skills? Do you want to add anything? Shafinas is there?
Dr. Nazmiza?
Yep.
Dr. Nazmiza?
Yes.
Dr. Nazmiza?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so you just now mentioned about, pardon? Just now you mentioned about project-based approach. So how would that be possible for teachers to prepare to do it on online teaching if they're going to use this project-based approach?
So when they are given project-based projects, when the teachers are doing project-based approach, the assessment is actually not at the end product. The assessment is actually during the process of learning actually. So you do assessment while your students are doing the project actually. You assess from day one until the last day, not just the end product. That's why I mentioned just now is a formative assessment, not just summative. I'm not sure why Shafinas is out again.
Yeah, she's not in the picture here. She's
I
not
think it
here.
has to be the connection.
Okay, Dr. Nurhazmiza, what about internet-based learning? Internet-based learning,
Internet-based learning is all
because that
online
would be
learning.
another preparation.
It's all about online learning actually. Everything that all the tools that you use to teach on online platform. So you must now master how to use
So it
Zoom,
looks
WebEx,
more like,
Google Classroom. Yes.
it looks more like independent learning, huh?
Not
More towards
really
independent
independent.
learning.
Well, you can say independent learning, but if you give your students something in like a project where they do collaboratively with others, then they have to collaborate with the others online actually on the internet platform to communicate with the others.
Okay.
Would you like me
All
to
right.
continue with next person or should we call Shafinas?
Yeah, but at the moment, Puan Shafinas is not here. Would you be able to touch on another issue on
Oh, sure.
pedagogy?
Okay. All right. Let's
Okay,
continue
thank you.
with teaching content and pedagogy. Okay. So now you have positive mindset, you take your own initiative to learn new things. Next important thing for future ready educators to cope with the new norm is teaching content and pedagogy. I'm sure when you are in teacher trainee college, you have a very strong foundation on how to teach. It's many years of studying there, right? You must know already by now some pedagogy that works that you like. Okay. So you learn a lot. Remember, choose the one that is suitable for your students. Okay. You cannot be applying everything. They must be relevant, fun, and engaging. That's the key word. All students are different. Your instruction and your teaching methodology must meet your students' individual differences. Do you still remember Gardner's multiple intelligence that you learned? So apply them. This is the time when you see that students are different, so they must be taught differently. Okay, choose after teaching. After teaching, you must do your reflection. You see what works and what doesn't work. Choose the one that works. Okay, for your next class. So this is actually a research-based knowledge. Again, Shafina also has a lot of things to share here. Let's just wait for her. But perhaps I can go to community support.
Yes, please. Yes, on
Okay.
community support.
Okay. So this is our last important point. Future ready educators are strong collaborators. We know we have limit actually. So we want to do wonderful things for our students, so we collaborate with others. So when you are in school, be nice and be humble, especially with the parents. Ask their help. Collaborate with them actually. I remember I have one student when I was teaching in Ipoh. She is now a very successful person. The school that I taught is categorized as a rural school. Okay, most of them are from lower socio-economic background. So at that, on one event, we invited the parent of this best student, and the parent actually shared with us. He is so humble. He shared with us how he raised his children to be great students and brilliant people. Okay, so that was very motivating. Again, collaborate with the others. So this student of mine is now a very successful doctor. Okay, as a teacher, you definitely feel so proud of that, right? Okay, you can also collaborate with teachers abroad. Do online competitions. What stops you? Collaborate with the ministry so that your students and students from abroad can get certificates, international certificates for joining the international competitions held by you. Okay, one of your senior, Adibah Omar, who is also my friend from our batch, okay, organized my school goals competition in 2018, and she collaborated with all public universities in Malaysia and some schools in Indonesia, Singapore, and Philippines, Brunei. Okay, how did she get the connection with the public universities lecturers? Of course, she got it from me because I'm teaching in university, right? So I was the one who introduced her to my friends. Okay, so with strong community support, you can also you will provide quality education to your students. I would like to remind the 4 main points that you must remember today in order to cope with the new norm. Future ready educators must have positive mindset. Okay, they learn new skills. They focus on teaching content and pedagogy. They are good at it, and they have community support. Okay, Shafinas is back. Shafinas, please share with us all your points. Okay, Nas, the floor is yours.
Yeah, Pak Shafinas.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. Lagi.
Is the connection?
Pak Shafinas. Pak Shafinas, can you hear me?
So where are we now? We just go back.
Yeah, okay, Pak Shafinas. Can you hear me? Pak Shafinas?
Yes. So what is
Okay.
the question? I'm so sorry. Where are we now? I can't hear you like even a single thing just now. Yes, can you hear me now?
Yep, Nas, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Probably I should ask you again, right? What are your roles as SISC Plus officer in helping teachers to adapt in the new norm?
Not that
Can you
it's
share
lagging.
your
It's lagging. But alright.
Shafinas? Shafinas?
So where are we? Which one? Which part of? Right. Where's the question? Which question now?
Yeah. Is it
Yes.
possible for you to share your roles?
Okay. So
Yeah,
what is the question?
as a class officer in helping teachers to adapt the new norm.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Like I said earlier, our main job is like three. Number one, number one, giving training to the teachers. Training in the sense of face to face, well as in a huge group. And then, what do we train? Share what are the things that we share during our training is the latest information of what is happening in the education world right now.
What about the norms in Malaysian primary schools currently? For Shafinas, what are the norms in Malaysian primary schools currently? Okay, Dr.
Hello?
Noazmiza.
Yep.
Okay, probably you can share with the audience on how your children's teacher cope during MCO.
The best person to answer that is Shafinas. I don't teach in school anymore. Even in university, our students are not allowed to get into the university. They have to apply for passes to get into the school or the university. Anyway, what I know in school, they have social distancing. I can share experience from my kids' experience. Okay, they every day they have to go and take the temperature before entering the school. They have about 1 meter social distancing in terms of the table arrangement. Okay, in some schools they even what do you call it choose they even decide not to have all students at the time, in other words, like year 1, year 2, year 3, they go to the school at on certain days and the others go on certain days. I'm talking about the religious school, actually, the sekolah agama in the afternoon. So this is to ensure social distancing.
Okay,
So
all
very
right. Okay.
interesting.
Hopefully you can see me this and it's recorded. All right.
Shafinas is there?
All right. So
Shafinas, can you hear us? What's that?
Oh, she actually has something
Can
from answer that she wants
what's
to
that?
give it to the students actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a free
But
gift actually.
I can't. What is that again?
It's actually a gift or like a teaching guide for new teachers. She has it because she is the SIC plus, so she would like to give
Mm-hmm.
it to all new teachers who are willing to go and see her in PPD Seremban actually, because the file are large, huge, you know. So it's a very good teaching materials. You know, you get ideas on how to teach. Mm.
Ah, see. Okay.
If we were,
Yeah.
if we
I'm
can
just
do this
wondering.
face to face, we can actually just give it to the teacher trainee in IPG campus in Muhas actually. But because we are doing online, right?
Mm, that'll be great.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just wondering about homework given online. Yeah.
Mm.
So, what do you think of that? When teachers give homework during MCO online, what do you think of that?
From a perspective of a parent, okay, we are happy when we see our students doing homework because parents definitely believe that when the kids are doing something look busy, they are studying. Okay, so in reality, I mean, sharing my experience during the MCO, students, I mean, my kids were given homework on Google Classroom. My kids go to SK Setiawangsa. The teachers are very proactive. Okay, they have. I mean, I know they are not used of teaching using Google Classroom, but they did it. Okay, they give homework. They give short videos, you know, to teach their students using WhatsApp. So these are the new things that you don't learn when you are in the teacher training college actually. But by having all the
Yeah.
future later, they will manage, they will know what to do because in their mind, always for the benefits of the students. Hmm.
Mm.
Shafinas?
Okay.
Yes. I don't know what happened. Okay.
Puan Shafinas.
So this is very
Puan Shafinas.
frustrating. There's lots of
Puan
things
Shafinas.
here, but I can't. Thanks, darling. Yes, dear.
Puan Shafinas. Yeah, what are your
Yes.
roles as a plus officer, yeah, in helping teachers
Hmm.
adapt to the new norm?
Okay, so this is what we did during the MCO period and now currently. So we have this problem of because they are lacking of months to teach, right? Because by the end of the year, we have like 4 more months. So MOE has already given a very simplified, not really simplified version, shorter version of what are the things that we have to teach. We call it as penjajaran curriculum. So in that penjajaran curriculum, there's 3 main boxes. I think most of the teachers already print it out. So it's stated here, there's 3 boxes. The teachers later can refer to it. We call it as a main kandungan asas, kandungan tambahan, and kandungan pelengkap. So as in the kandungan asas, the teachers, compulsory for the teachers to teach face to face in school. That means it's a very basic skill. For English, that means it's only a basic skill of speaking, listening, reading, and writing. So what happened to the kandungan tambahan and kandungan pelengkap? Because if the teachers only teach that very basic skills, the students are going nowhere. And then if you were to link it to that pentaksiran bilik darjah, we call it as PBB, students can only achieve the TP1 and TP2, which is like super extremely basic, and it's like that knowledge they can learn without the teachers. So what we are going to do as a teacher, what should we do as teachers is that kandungan tambahan, this is a term used in the curriculum curriculum 2020 ya. Kandungan tambahan and kandungan pelengkap should be applied to all the students. We encourage them by using the technique of blended learning, or in bahasa Melayu we call as pembelajaran teradun. So this blended learning is a huge umbrella there. So the one of the elements in the blended learning is which is like very famous in Malaysia. We call it as flipped classroom. So in a flipped classroom, this is where Google Classroom comes in. So using that as the platform, and that Google Classroom is not actually the only platform, whereby when you use, it's only a tool for you to conduct the project-based learning, the problem solving approaches where you can use it, and digital works as a tool to inculcate all those things. So if we cannot point out the slide. Yeah? So when the teacher used the flipped classroom approach, you can automatically using the project-based learning whereby students discover learning on their own. It's a simple basic like this, as basic as like this. Yeah, you at school face to face, teachers can only do basic things. Like means you put that thing in your schemata, the basic things you are supposed to do, is the basic information about the knowledge, and then they use it. You give them tasks to as and continuation from the basic knowledge that you gave in the classroom just now. So they go back home, they conduct the research. How do you conduct the research? Using digital. You can use internet, you Google it, or again, it's based on the teacher's creativity. So when they conduct it, they did a research, you link it. Everything we do nowadays, we should link it to the Bloom's taxonomy. So when Bloom's taxonomy, the lowest part, if you remember, is remembering and understanding. So that is where remembering and understanding, the lowest pyramid there, down there, is conducted in the face-to-face in the classroom. So how to go to the applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating? Because if you go to applying all these four elements, automatically the TP, remember the pentaksiran bilik darjah, the TP goes up from TP4 to TP6. It depends on the what do you call this in the creativity of or the activities or the tasks that the teachers give. So that is where flipped classroom comes in. So you give them tasks. We again refer to the Huraian Sukatan, the scheme of work for year especially designed for 2020. To give them tasks, they explore, then they go back to the school. They get back to the school, make them present. Yes, I know there's a social distancing where they cannot go and move around, and there's no more gallery walk, there's no more activity, two space, two streets, remember? So this is what I would suggest. I would really, people ask me when I give talk to schools, people ask me, Puan Shafinas, what happened because there's no more walking and going to the class, going to the other, meeting other friends. So this is what I would recommend. Use mini whiteboard. So when you use mini whiteboard, the cooperative and collaborative learning is still happening. What is the meaning of cooperating and collaborating learning approach? Is where they share the knowledge in the table group or with the other groups. So I try to link it to the project-based learning. So as they share the knowledge, when you use the mini whiteboard, let's say this is the mini whiteboard. Remember, the mini whiteboard is the basic mini whiteboard is just a piece of paper laminated, and then they show it like this, and then they exchange information. This is where as simple as all right round robin. If you're familiar with it, you can Google it. You can just show it to your friends. They exchange information, and then if you link it back to the flipped classroom just now, because they did the research at home, right? They can share their knowledge information with that, like that. One of the approaches that you can, instead of gallery walking around and search for information. So share it like that. Okay, as they share it like that, then they come up with their own design. So as their own design, there is where the teacher's role comes in. So if the student's product is up to is up to the standard of what the teacher gives. Let's say the core product is produce something from sequence practice, as easy as like that. So as they come up with the intervention as simple as a recipe or something like that, like what we learn in colleges, if they have the ability to design something, just give them mark based on that. So if people ask me, if I try to link it, because I try to link it to the 21st century teaching and learning also. When if they can produce something on their own effort using the digital learning, and you think it's up to the creativity level, that means they manage to create something just from the simple instruction that we give, by all means give them a very high TP. Because why TP, the TP6, TP5, TP4 until TP1? Once the students manage to get it, they are going to give a positive impact to their results. This is where, because nowadays you heard about the word pentaksiran as well as penilaian. Pentaksiran is what we call as in the classroom, whether is in the classroom. That means from TP1 to TP6. Penilaian is what we call it as the UPSR, the final year exam and all. So if you use the digital learning, the students can really cater until TP6 again based on the teacher's creativity on designing the question, and then let them explore at home. So this is where when people ask me, when teachers ask me, is it possible for students, what happened to the teachers or what happened to the students who don't have digital as a tool? Because in this new norm, not everyone is living with the internet connection like me just now. I have problem with that. So is skipped classroom can still be applied? Can students still apply TP6? If you refer back to the Bloom's taxonomy and also pentaksiran beli darjah, I would say yes. Again, it's based on the teacher's creativity. So stick to the basic what do you call the format of flipped classroom. Format of flipped classroom is where the learning, which is like conventional way, supposedly is happening at home. In the classroom, but now you are transferring it at home. But because they don't have that digital as a tool, just make them do research or conduct the research without using technology. That means they can use books, they can use what do you call this? You can even ask their parents, you can ask anyone. It's part of it, it's research, because those are the only things that allow them to do the thinking part, to do the sharing part. And then when they come back with the product that you ask them to do, or you already given them, give them reward for that, regardless of they are not using it, they are not using digital as a tool. Digital, remember, is a tool for learning, is a tool to impart knowledge, is a tool to get the knowledge, to learn. And then we should pity those who don't have it, because there are arguments saying that what happened to those who don't have? It's not fair. They still can get the taksiran bilik darjah. Marks until TP6, again based on the teacher's creativity, giving them giving them the task based on the locality of the schools and of the students, right?
Yeah, but would that
Hopefully I
be
answered
stressful for the teachers? Would it be stressful for the teachers?
Sorry?
Wouldn't that be stressful for the teachers? Wouldn't that be stressful for the teachers?
It should not. Sometimes I wonder, I wish I know what makes teachers feel very stressful when conducting using digital or without digital as a tool. Hopefully I can get the question, so from there I can know what caused the stress actually. Is it because of the creativity, or is it because not comprehending or not understanding the penjajaran curriculum itself actually?
Okay.
If I can know the question, if I can know what caused this. Yes?
I couldn't hear.
Oh, you can't hear? Okay.
The last
No, I can't hear.
What caused the stress for teachers to conduct the lesson during MCO? Sorry, not MCO, during now the current situation. The new norm. Is it because of they don't have the ability to make the students move around? Is it because of that? Is it because of they don't really know how to explore the digital devices to make it as a tool of learning? I need to know the cause of it, because for my case in Seremban or in Negeri Sembilan, I identify teachers who still unaware of.
So, if that is the case, what advice will you give to our students, especially when those are going out for practical? So what would you advise?
During especially during the MCO period. So during the MCO period, what I did was I I I I would say that number one, always stay positive. Or when you mingle with other teachers in your new schools, and then second, always be up to date on what is happening in Malaysian education system. And number three, darlings, you are the what do you call it, Dr. Nomi? What generation Alpha is it?
They
Nowadays,
are
teachers,
the Gen Z,
your strength,
digital native.
the gen,
Digital
the
native. They are the
natives,
digital
yes.
native.
I forgot
I think what she's trying to say is the teacher trainers, the teacher trainees are all young people. So
you
because
are
they are young, they
the
are
teachers from
digital
the
natives.
digital natives.
Yeah, but when they go out to schools for practicum, the
Digital
teachers expect a lot from
should
them.
be at your fingertips. That
You can hear.
is your strength.
I don't know, the connection is not on our side today.
Can you hear me?
I actually can't hear.
Exactly. Shabina, the connection is bad. I think we should do a recorded session and share it on YouTube. That's better.
Yeah.
Rather than do it live.
Okay.
We
Okay,
should video
Dr.
tape.
Nurhasmiza, what do you think about the issue on expectations from parents?
Mm. Parents, being parent, okay, we always hope, being a parent, we always hope that our kids are learning something. Okay, we always hope that our kids score well in the examination. But we should not forget that we must also do our roles to help our kids to learn at home, actually. So, in the new norm, expect that COVID-19 might come again in the future. We don't know. Or this is going to be our new norm. So, parents expect that, parents would be seeing their kids learning at home, and we have to share our device with our children on to help them to learn. So being a parent, I have seen my son, he is 13 years old, studying in Alam Shah. So his teachers even conducted the mid-year exam on Google Classroom. Okay, and that's where parents have to be there to ensure that our children are really honest, are being honest in answering all the questions. If not, the teachers have to be creative. Questions should not be something that students memorize. During this new norm, questions should be on application. Okay, so if they can understand the main concept of the content, give them the problems, give them 1 or 2 hours, then they can solve the problem with the basic foundation that the teacher teach. So again, it's not about memorizing right now. The new norm requires our kids to apply the knowledge that they have. Actually, it's no more memorizing, no more being a parrot, and during the exam you uh, write whatever things that you memorize. No more. That's the old way of doing assessment. So that is the thing that new teachers should expect. Okay, so when you teach your kids, you must make sure they understand
Yes,
the.
I agree.
Okay, Shafinas is going to add something. Here you go.
Yeah, please.
Yes, I agree with Dr. Nurhasmiza said, and it's no longer about memorizing.
Hmm. It's about application. Because the connection is not stable on her side, it was lagging, so she could hear her voice talking, Then she waited until she finished talking. That's the thing. Can you hear me, Dr. Puan Rosie?
Okay, if that is the case, if it's okay with you, Dr. Nazmiza, because while waiting, what do you think about online teaching aids?
Online teaching?
Online teaching aids, yeah, online tasks, online activities. So how is that possible to cope?
They are good as long
Is it just
as
like downloading from the
yeah,
internet?
I can hear you. Oh no, Puan Rosie, it's your
Is it just
connection.
like downloading from the internet, or the teachers need to prepare?
Yeah, they have to download things from the internet if they are relevant. If the materials require them to print, then they print. If not, this is the time when they learn. I mean, teachers and students learn how to do editing on PDF format, on PDF document. I remember my kids, they were given notes, very thick notes. In the first week, we managed to print out the notes, you know. But in the second week, there's no way we're gonna print out the whole thing. I have 4 children. I cannot be printing everything, right? So, so this is the time when you have to learn, parents have to learn how to do editing or answering on PDF document. For those who are using MacBook, you can use, there's one tool called Annotate, and the others try to find, there are ways where you can actually answer things on PDF actually. You can mark, you can highlight, okay? So this is the time. Again, I don't learn this when I was in teacher training college. I learned this when I was desperate. Okay? I cannot go to the shop during NCO. I cannot buy papers. I really appreciate the one dream of paper that we have. So we find ways, okay? When you are desperate, you will find ways, okay? So as a teacher, always think about your students, how to make the learning easy for your students. After the first round of MCO ended, okay, when we were allowed to go out, right? Let me share with you the teachers from my kids' school. They share their exercises, the notes, and they sent to the school at the Park Guide. Okay, so parents go and get it, you know. So and bring back home. We homeschool our kids. Malaysians do not do homeschooling, okay? But because of MCO, we learn. Parents have a great role in teaching our children. So it's actually a collaborative effort between schools and parents actually. In the new norm, this really shows that perhaps now we have the opportunity to talk to the parents, right? School should decide how can you ask students, I mean, what are the ways where the parents can help schools, you know, in terms of monitoring, in terms of teaching at home, because all this while I can see that most parents in Malaysia, we thought that we can help our kids by sending them to tuition. Actually, we can do more than that. So maybe we don't know how to do it. Perhaps this is a time that we collaborate with teachers. Okay, teachers should share with us how we can help our children actually. Let me just give you one experience. When I was doing my PhD in the UK, I saw that the role of parents are very important in helping to develop the characters of every children. Okay, when I send my children to school every morning, we must get into the class and read with our children for 5 minutes. That is a culture there. Okay, we do it with our children every day, 5 minutes at least. And then when we go back, my children would bring one very simple book. We go back and read with the children, or they read together with us, and then we have to give a very simple kind of just one one line of report saying that we have done the reading. Something like brilliant reader. Ryan is a brilliant reader today. You know, very simple thing. We make a remark of a star, smiley face, anything to show that the responsibility of educating students nowadays are not just on the shoulder of the teacher. Actually, it's actually on the shoulder of the parents as well. So perhaps this is a time, new norm. Teachers should think of ways on how they want the parents to support learning at home, actually, not just by sending our kids to tuition. That is not, I mean, we should do more than that, actually. Okay, Puan Rosie, any more question? It's nearly 4 o'clock already.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah, that's very informative. It's very good. So probably we open now to anyone, for anyone who would like to ask questions on certain issues or on the issues shared by the two panelists. Okay, we will open for anyone who would like to ask any questions on certain issues or on the issues shared by the two panelists.
Maybe
You can
Mr.
type, you can
Hairul
type
can
the questions.
I think Mr. Hairul can share the questions from YouTube, actually. Mr. Hairul, are you there? The technical person?
You can. I think the audience can type out the questions.
Yeah. I think he is going to share the question now. While waiting for the questions, can I just share one more point?
Yes, please.
Okay. I just want to take this opportunity to welcome all teachers outside there to continue doing or furthering your studies in tertiary education. Being the coordinator for TESOL, Master TESOL and PhD TESOL in Faculty of Social Sciences and Humanities, UTM. Yep, that's the one. I would like to welcome all of you to our digital open day that will be held on the 12th of September. It's going to be on Saturday. So we are going to be on digital platform. If you would like to meet me personally, there is going to be another digital open day earlier than that. That is going to be on the 6th of September. So come and meet me. We can, of course, continue talking about the life of a postgraduate. Or if you have any research that you would like to discuss or do it with me, I am more happy to do it with you. Okay. While waiting for the questions, I can share my phone number, 010-2219-791. Let me repeat, 010-2219-791. Or you can just follow me at Nohasmiza Sazali on my Facebook, or Nomi Exeter on my Instagram, or humanities.utmkl. That is our IG for UTMKL, actually. So I appreciate and I would like to welcome any collaboration, okay, with future teachers, current new teachers, lecturers, or anyone, as long as we can do something for the benefits of our nation. Okay, so welcome to our digital open day. Remember the date, 12th of September, Saturday, or you can come earlier, okay, on the 6th of September, face to face. Thank you. Any questions? While waiting for the questions.
You know what? I think I'll be your first follower.
Ah,
I'll be your first follower.
first follower.
Okay. I guess there's no question. So, ladies and gentlemen, though there were glitches, I guess it was. Oh yeah, there's a question here. I was about to wrap up.
Yeah.
Okay. It is often said that the new norm is a privilege of the haves. So what is your thought on this?
Shafinas, would you like to answer? She's there.
Puan Shafinaz? Puan Shafinaz, would you like to answer that?
Oh, it's the connection again. Right? It happens actually. Okay. Let me answer that question from my perspective. Shafinas, are you
Thank you
there?
so much. Thank you.
Nas!
I think
she wants to answer.
if I think she can't hear us. Can you
Oh,
hear both of us? So Dr. Nazmisa, maybe you want to answer that question? Can you? Is it okay?
okay. I agree. When we are talking about teaching and learning using the digital platform, uh, in reality, it requires technology. I mean, the device. Okay, it requires the internet connection, very strong internet connection. Um, I remember some students of mine and or even some students of some friends of my kids, okay, they do not have the facility. They do not have computers at home. It just happened during MCO. I I actually repaired two laptop of mine. It was broken before this. I don't know, I did something extra job. I got some money. I repaired the laptop. And then during MCO, my children could use that. I cannot imagine if I did not repair the computer. I have to share my laptop with my children. And sharing our laptop that we use for work with our children, it's not something that is advisable because we have our own stuff to do. We also have our own meeting with our boss, and children have their class, online class with, you know, their school. I mean, their teachers. I have 4 children, so definitely,
Yes.
is the time we have to.
Uh,
Shafinas, are you trying to answer something? Is the time when we have to.
I I could only hear like
Uh,
moans.
Cannot. Okay, while waiting for her to get connected. Um, so that brings us on the priority that we should think of right now. When we get extra money, invest on the devices for teaching and learning. I would say, I myself, when we first had our MCO, I upgrade my Zoom to the Pro Plus. I paid using my own money, not using any research grant, because I want to make sure that my teaching is not disturbed. Okay, I want to make sure that my students feel comfortable whenever
yes,
they.
yes, yes. Lagging. Oh my gosh, it's frustrating.
Oh, it's very frustrating.
It is. It is. Funny things to share.
It's
Like
okay, Puan Shafinaz. It's
get
okay. It's
in
okay.
and out.
Yeah. Actually, when it comes to connection, you have to invest
Some of
on
the time.
the internet. Actually, I I I went back home. I don't even do this in UTM. Can you believe it? I don't trust the connection there. I always trust my connection in my house. That's why you see the mirror. uh, um, it's a university technology in Malaysia, but I still cannot rely on the internet connection. So, what else? I invested on software for editing, what do you call it? Editing videos. Okay, a lot of things for my teaching actually. So this is not just for those who are teaching educational stuff. Actually, this is actually for everyone. So if you feel that you are still lacking in that, learn. There are many YouTube videos outside there who can actually, that you can rely on actually to teach you on how to use new technology for teaching. So mummies outside there, when you have extra money, don't buy handbags. Invest on your laptop. Okay.
Okay. I guess that's a good sharing, Dr. Nurasmi. Okay. Yeah. So yes. So we need to invest the teaching gadgets. So
Exactly.
okay, ladies and gentlemen, even though there were glitches, we can't be help it. This is what we call when you go online. But I guess it was really wonderful. Okay, it was a wonderful sharing on coping with the new norm this afternoon. So I guess teachers, they need to make changes and be ever ready with high creativity teaching approaches to ensure that the learning benefits the pupils. Okay, the key word for teachers is to instill positivity in their thinking and actions, no matter how the situation is. It is about the effectiveness of the state of the teaching learning situation. Another very crucial contributing factor to the success of the teaching learning situation in in the new norm is getting and having full support from community. Ladies and gentlemen, so we have come to the end of this e-forum. I would like to take this opportunity to extend my gratitude to both our graduates of the MPIK UK Training Program from the year 1997 to 2002, Dr. Nur Hasmiza binti Abu Hasan Sazali and Puan Shafinas binti Adam. I would also like to express my warmest thanks to Jabatan Pengembangan Professionalism IPG Kampus Ilmu Khas who brought this live forum for us today. And special thanks to the director and the deputy director of IPG Kampus Ilmu Khas for your endless support. Thank you. May we meet again in another episode with our graduates of MPIK UK training program from the batch 1997, between 1997 to 2002. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, we take group photo. Smile, everyone. Smile. Thank you. Okay.